One. This is January 10th, 2023. It is 2 p.m. and this is our regularly scheduled business meeting. I'm calling this meeting to order. In attendance are Commissioners Matari, Brooks, and Duncan. And if you would join me in a moment of silence, please. All right, thank you. And Sheriff Norris, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, changes to the agenda. We have one emergency item to add, and I'm going to call it the belt and suspenders. So there's kind of some coordinating or conflicting Idaho code about when to swear in the chairman or when to select the chairman. So we did do it yesterday at a regularly noticed meeting, but today is our, by ordinance, statutory meeting. So I would ask that we add as an emergency item the ratification or selection of the chair and chair pro tem pursuant to Idaho Code 31705 and 31710.
As which item?
It will be, we'll just add it to the first business item under H.
Okay.
We call it 5.5 if you want. So if there is agreement, we'll need a motion to add that as an emergency item.
I move that we add that as an emergency item.
Okay.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, we will cover that in just a few minutes. And I'll just state again, the emergency happens to be that Idaho Code asks that it be done at the first regular meeting, which we can have arguments on what the meeting is, but we'll handle it today as well as yesterday. So there you go. All right, there are no meeting minutes to approve this week, so we can move on to the consent calendar. And is there a motion to approve items 1 through 4?
I move that we approve consent calendar items 1 through 4.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, motion passes. And then the payables list.
I move that we approve payables list from 2 to 6 January 2023 in the amount of $32,104.71 and no jury panel payments.
326,000. I'll just make that a little bit more clear.
Okay.
104.
I second the motion for the $326,104.71.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right. Motion passes. Thank you. All right. So we'll go ahead and do the chairman and pro tem. And I know that Commissioner Brooks yesterday wanted to go into executive session, but typically picking a chair doesn't do that because the qualifications or desires or whatever should be handled in an open meeting. So I'm willing to have the open meeting discussion right now if you would like. For me, I was a chairman before I became a commissioner. So in the last 5 years, I've had 5 chairman positions. So I figured it would naturally that I could continue on with that. So,
I don't see any need to do that at this point.
okay.
We already went right by that. So I would move that we ratify the action we took yesterday with regard to chair and chairman pro tem.
Okay. Bruce?
I would second that motion. I agree.
Okay.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye, motion passes. Thank you. Item 6, this is a memorandum of understanding with Stancraft Construction for emergency transportation and the county with, let's see, Office of Emergency Management. Sarah?
Hi, good afternoon. Sarah Lafredo for the record. This MOU I have today is for emergency transportation services from Stancraft Marine Construction. This MOU was originally in place with North Idaho Maritime and did not expire until 2024. However, Stancraft Marine did recently purchase North Idaho Maritime and wanted to continue the contract for emergency services. So this technically is a new contract. However, no terms were changed, only the name and contact information. So I'm asking for your approval of this new MOU.
All right, questions or motion?
I move that we approve MOU with Stancraft Construction for emergency transportation for Kootenai County with Stancraft Construction and OEM.
I have no questions, so I second the motion.
Bill Brooks?
Aye.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye, motion passes. All right, item 7, and this is a memorandum of understanding renewal for facility use with Coeur d'Alene North HOA and Kootenai County, and it's with the Coeur d'Alene North Homeowners Association and our Office of Emergency Management. Sarah again?
Yep, again, Sarah Lafredo for the record, and this request is to renew the MOU we currently have with Coeur d'Alene North HOA for emergency use of their parking garage. Changes were made to the contact information, and Coeur d'Alene North did make a small change to the verbiage in Section 5, just to include specifics about the facility use. And with that, I'm also asking for approval to renew this MOU.
All right, questions?
No questions.
All right,
No questions.
thank you. Motion?
Bruce, you want to do one?
Try this.
Sure, let's do this. I move that we approve the MOU renewal for facility use with Coeur d'Alene North HOA, Kootenai County, Coeur d'Alene North Homeowners Association, Office of Emergency Management.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks?
Aye.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye, motion passes.
And a very well-made motion it was.
Well, thank you, Commissioner Brooks.
All right, item 8, this is an amendment to the paratransit demand response contract with MV Transportation and our resource management. Jody, are you handling this?
Yes, thank you. This is an amendment to the existing contract between MV Transportation and Kootenai County to extend the performance period of the contract to 31 January 2023.
Will we be seeing another contract for beyond January of this year?
Yes, you will. We are currently negotiating the cost pricing for the next 5-year contract, and we should have that to you before the end of the year, and then the month.
Great, thank you. Questions?
No.
And I trust it does not affect the cost of the contract, this extension.
Correct. It'll maintain the current cost pricing.
Okay.
Okay,
I
motion.
move that we approve amendment to paratransit demand response contract with MV Transportation and the RMO.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks?
Aye.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye, all right, motion passes. 9 is consultant services for the American Rescue Plan Act funded projects with Hill International and our Resource Management Office. Jody again?
Yes. By way of background, federally funded projects require recipients to conduct independent cost estimates, cost or price analysis, change order reviews, and negotiate profit. This requirement is to ensure cost or prices are fair and reasonable. So Hill will be providing consulting services specific to ARPA construction projects. They will assist the RMO in review design, construction estimates, conduct independent cost estimates, review change orders, and Hill's fee will be funded by ARPA and will not exceed $10,000.
All right, and then is this also not just for the Justice Center expansion, but for the HVAC projects as well?
You're correct.
Okay, great. Questions?
No questions.
All right, motion? Try this one.
Sure. I move that we approve the consultant services for the American Rescue Plan Act funded projects, Hill International Resource Management Office.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks?
No.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. All right, motion passes. And item number 10, Riverstone Transit Center Phase 2 Supplemental Agreement Number 3 with Kaufman Engineers and our Resource Management Office. Jody, is this you or is Chad on the line?
It's me again, thank you. So Kaufman Engineers Supplemental Agreement 3 is for the extended construction administration and management services related to the completion of the Riverstone Transit Center Phase 2 project, which has been extended for completion to the 30th of April 2023, and the total cost is $5,806.36.
Okay, questions?
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious what led to the extension need.
There were two items. One, the manufacturer for our siding did not provide the material in time. And second, the landscaping crew did not perform their work during the time when the weather was agreeable. In both cases, we received credits from those two vendors, and we now have a $17,000 credit towards the project.
Okay.
All right. Motion?
I move that we approve Riverstone Transit Center Phase 2 Supplemental Agreement Number 3 and Kaufman Engineering and RMO.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks?
Aye.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. Motion passes. Item 11, board approval request to authorize a trailer purchase for our sheriff's office. And Tom Reed?
Tom Reed for the record. This is a request to purchase an equipment trailer, excuse me, to transport our skid steer to off-site locations. The total cost is $8,281.42. And after talking with the auditor's office, I'm requesting to use fund balance to purchase.
Okay. Do you have a truck that is suitable to tow this piece of equipment and trailer?
Yes.
All right. And then can your budget absorb it and we deal with it towards the end of the year? Or you?
That was an option. Yes. We've had a lot of plumbing issues that I'm concerned about, but yeah, I can definitely do that. And then if you could make me whole at the end, if we do go over.
Okay. Is that suitable, Brandy? Okay. All right. Questions?
I don't have any questions.
No commitments. We'll figure it out at the end if we need to add more money, but
Right. Well,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, he'll keep us apprised of the
He
budget.
included that in his deal, so I just want to point that out that that's not included in the deal. I move that we approve the request to authorize transit purchase for the sheriff's office for a trailer.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks?
Aye.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. Tom, did you reach out to any other departments to see if maybe there's a trailer lying around somewhere? Just a thought.
I reached out to our Marine, but no, that's it. I didn't reach out to Parks and Waterways at all.
All right. If you don't mind just doing that just to make sure, and then, I'm sure you can get an
Sure.
answer today from Nick and then go ahead with the purchase if there's nothing suitable. So,
Okay, no problem.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, item 12, board approval request, utilize drug forfeiture funds for sheriff's office equipment. And is Stephanie handling this?
I am. Stephanie Drobny for the record. I'm coming to you guys to see if we could use the asset forfeiture money that we get. We have $100,000 in that account right now, and we'd like to buy a camera imaging ball, and then we'd also like to buy some life locks. I did talk to the DOJ to verify that falls under the equipment category, and they did approve that we would be okay to buy this.
All right, questions?
I don't have any questions.
Questions? All right, motion?
Your turn.
Sure. I move that the board approve the request to utilize the drug forfeiture funds for the sheriff's office equipment
As outlined.
as outlined.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks?
Aye.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye, motion passes. Okay, item 13, board approval request. This is the retirement of Sergeant John Stack. Okay. And it's a request to be awarded his sheriff's badge, duty weapon, and ID card upon his retirement. Marcia, are you on the line?
I am, Marcia Hegley for the record. Just as you stated, we are looking to have you grant the Sheriff's Badge, Duty Weapon, and ID card for Sergeant John Stack. He will be retiring next month with over 15 years of service to this community.
Okay. Questions?
And I trust this is a standard operating procedure, so that's...
Yeah, Title 31, 31830.
Yep.
What is the years? Is it 15, Marcia, that you know? What is the minimum years?
It is 15, yes.
Yep.
Okay.
No questions.
Nope. I move that we approve the request for the retirement of Sergeant John Stack to award him his badge, duty weapon, and ID card.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, motion carries. And item 14, board approval request. This is the allocation of capital funds to non-budgeted building repair. And Captain Miller, go right
Good afternoon,
ahead.
Commissioners. Stu Miller for the record. We currently have one pod in our jails that the shower drain, as Tom Reed explained in his
Memo.
earlier and in his memo, that we've had several plumbing issues. And so this one, we have the opportunity, years ago when we finished Unit 4, we purchased several shower enclosures that are metal. What's in there now is our old part of the jail, and it's all tile that needs replaced and concrete. And what we are planning to do is use one of those prefab shower enclosures and have that installed in this position so that we, number one, don't have any more plumbing issues, hopefully, and two, to allocate the equipment that we already have. So the dollars from it in our capital budget, I have an excess dollar amount due to an under budgeted item or an over budgeted item.
Conveyor belt.
Yes, that came in under budget. So I'd like to use those funds for this project, and it was about 16,000 on the quote. So I'm requesting to use those capital funds.
Okay, so like we talked about this morning, this is one of those going from a C to a B.
Yes.
So
I think this is just to keep it with
No?
the C. This is
Oh, to
gonna
keep it with the
stay-
C?
Yeah, it's to use the capital funds for an unbudgeted request.
Oh, okay, so we don't need to transfer to the other one. Okay.
Okay.
And then well, I guess we'll get to
Second one
the,
is,
we'll get to the next one. Okay, any questions?
I'm just curious, how much longer lasting is the steel insert compared to the tile?
I don't know. Obviously, it's a stainless steel, and maybe Tom Reed can answer that if he's still on the phone.
I am still on the phone. This is Tom Reed for the record. These were inserts. They're self-enclosed and contained, and they're stainless steel, so they will last a long time. What we plan on doing is sticking it basically in front of the current shower and then creating a chase access outside behind it.
Okay.
So yeah, I think they're warranted for about 20 years, excluding the plumbing, of course.
Okay,
Okay.
motion?
I move that we approve the request for allocation of capital funds to non-budgeted item building repair for the sheriff's office.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye, motion passes. Item 15, board approval request to transfer funds from the jail's capital fund to non-capital. So this is the one I was conflating with the last one. And I guess this is a scissor lift.
Correct. So, Stu Miller for the record again. We had an issue in the jail where we needed the ability to get high in the ceiling, and we did not have that. And the result is that two of the deputies put themselves in pretty serious peril to save the life of an inmate, and could have caused all three of them pretty serious injury or death. We identified one of the issues is our ceilings are very high. The equipment we need to keep in the jail is potentially a scissor lift, hydraulic lift. For safety of everybody involved, we can get two deputies in the lift all the way to the ceiling, and then bring down anybody that is currently up there. We identified a scissor lift from a local company, and in the process of getting this on the board's radar to get the funds moved, the company sold the scissor lift. So my request currently is to have the ability to move the dollars from my capital line item to the 8067 line equipment, non-capital, but I would not exceed $10,000 in that move. And then Tom Reed is currently trying to identify another lift. The same company is trying to find us one, said that they have pretty good luck in finding these for about the same price. And so once the project is identified, I would like to purchase it and then have the auditor's office move the funds at that time.
And
That
then
makes
Brandy, if they find one for $10,000, then we wouldn't need to actually move. We could keep it in C?
They still have to come get you to approve it.
Right.
And then it'd be at the $10,000 limit, but yes, it would stay.
But we could approve that today. Is that, can we approve that today, giving direction that whenever they find it, if it's $10,000, they keep it in capital and it's approved, or if it's under 10,000, the auditor's office switches it from C to B, and,
Well, even when you approve the purchase of cars, they still come back and have to sign off on it physically. So,
Sure.
like you tell them, here's $1 million for cars, they still come back when they actually are buying the cars.
right. I just don't know that we need to do that in this particular case. The cars have VIN numbers and there's some other stuff that's involved in that. I'm just not sure that we need to do that in this case, so. Can we approve this purchase today, even though they don't have it in hand?
Yeah, and you can give, yes, and I believe you can give direction along with that.
Okay. All right, so questions, concerns?
No.
Questions, concerns? No? Okay, I'll make the motion if
All
you
right,
don't
go
mind.
ahead.
Okay. I move that we approve the purchase of the scissor lift not to exceed $10,000 and that the auditor make the proper adjustment depending on if it fits in the capital C budget or needs to be transferred to the B budget.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, motion passes. Thank you, everybody, for your patience for that. All right, item 16, this is a board approval request. We're ratifying Resolution 2022-88, and this is adjust the taxes to reflect circuit breaker party of Arnett, AIN 208021. So at our, I can't remember if it was our December meeting or if it was must have been December meeting. The board approved this item, but the resolution had to be written. So, Bruce, you are okay to abstain from this one since you were not party to the decision. And do you have any questions, Bill?
No.
All right, I would take a motion then.
I move that we approve the request to ratify Resolution 2022-88 to adjust taxes to reflect circuit breaker for Arnett, AIN 208021.
Second.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Abstain.
He's out on this one.
I know, but he's got to say it.
Oh, he's got to say it. Okay, say it.
I did.
He did.
Abstain.
Okay, okay.
He's a good boy. It's okay.
Okay.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, motion passes. Thank you. All right, item 17. This is assigned commissioner for airport mediation, full settlement authority, which is a little kind of misnomer, but we'll talk about that. We have a meeting set up with outside counsel prior to the mediation that needs to take place. I was deposed in this matter, and so the outside counsel has asked for a commissioner to be assigned to go through the mediation. And what will happen is during that executive session, before the mediation happens, the board will agree on what the terms of the settlement, the parameters of the terms of the settlement can be.
Who was the attorney?
Lake City Law.
Pardon?
Lake City Law.
Okay, and who's the specific attorney who's been working on it?
Jennifer Fegert.
Jennifer Fegert.
Fegert,
Okay.
thank you. Yeah, I didn't, always think I'm gonna get her name wrong, so, so that's what it is right now. So, you weren't you're not familiar with the case. I was deposed. I know that Bill is the was the liaison.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at this point, we just kind of need to discuss who's going to be a
Well,
party to that.
I've got like 6 years of arbitration and mediation with the Board of Realtors here, and I've done millions of dollars worth of negotiations and mediations. Plus, I went to the Northwestern University Law School mediation course, so I think I'm qualified.
And I've done 2 full settlement authority mediations for the county in the last 12 months. So,
I mean, I have some experience with mediation, but the real disadvantage for myself is the fact that I'm just not familiar with
the case.
what's happened.
Right. So, all right, then I guess it's between Bill and I. So, I don't know. I mean, I think we're both interested in doing it. So,
Do you want to do it, Leslie?
well,
Because if you really want to do it, I'm okay with you doing it.
okay. I mean, I think I would prefer to, but we always have the option of when we have that executive session to make that change.
Okay.
So there is that. We can make a motion now if you'd like. We should put this on the record now.
Formalize that.
Formalize
Yes.
it. Thank you.
I nominate Leslie Duncan to negotiate on behalf of the county in the upcoming or potential litigation with the airport.
I second that motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, now we are to the discussion item of our agenda. It's our pending item list and facilities expansion. We covered it a little bit this morning, but I'll go over it again. Right now, we are waiting to have a kickoff meeting scheduled, and I would hope it'd be before the end of January. And I think I'll check with Julie when I go back upstairs to see if that's actually scheduled. So it'll be the construction manager / general contractor, the architect, probably both the Boise and the local rep. And we will talk about how to proceed from here at the kickoff meeting. So that's about it.
Okay.
Questions? Okay. And then impact fees.
I'm not going to have anything really different to report until the end of February. It
Okay.
just takes a while.
Okay. So you're going to reach out to the
Yep, I'm already started, but
Okay.
it just takes a while.
Sure. All right. Then I guess I will call for public comment. All right. Hearing none. 2:28, meeting adjourned.